Alright, it's Monday the 19th of February, and how are we getting on? Not getting on great now, to be honest. Not getting on too well. So even though it's another one where I don't want to be in front of the camera, I don't want to be really talking about it, but this is why I'm making the documentary. I want to get into these things, and I want to show people what it's like trying to get your mental health back, trying to manage things, trying to find yourself in life, trying to deal with the depression, with the anxiety, dealing with the ADHD, dealing with my confidence issues. I'm dealing with, as I've been saying, I'm dealing with a mixed bag of a few things, which makes it that much more difficult. So you've got the depression. I'm sure everyone is probably fairly familiar with the ins and outs of that now at this stage, and so like with that I've got kind of paying attention as well with which parts are depression and which parts are just being depressed, because sometimes you can be depressed and you have every right to be depressed, and trying to figure what's kind of causing my depression. I'm having a very hard time with the anxiety. I'm having a hard time coming to understand the ADHD. Having a hard time understanding what I'm doing out here, what way to go about things, and what way to say the things I want to say, to cover the things I want to cover, you know, for the purpose of what I'm trying to do here, which is to shed light on the difficulties of being diagnosed with ADHD as an adult, and just the complexities of it, and the difficulties of pretty much having to kind of nearly relearn how your brain works. And look, I'm struggling to keep going here. I really am, and I'll be honest with that. Like, you can see by my general persona, my demeanour, I'm not great at the moment. I'm really not. I set out here to do something, and I've been out here just over 2 months now, and I'm burnt out. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm really fucking tired. Just the fucking being out by myself and camping just wherever you find a spot to sleep for the night, and just not having any amenities at all, while still trying to function in the world as a normal human being, trying to look after your health and look after your mental health and stay strong, and just not being able to cook properly, these things are getting to me. Like, they're really getting to me. It's like an every day trying to decide where I'm going to sleep. There's all these difficulties I could be avoiding. But where I'm struggling the most with my mental health at the moment is as I said, of the anxiety, I've got the depression, and I've got the ADHD. So I've got the ADHD saying, yeah, go on, fucking do anything. Don't make a plan, just fucking do it, go for it. I've got the anxiety saying, oh, well, go for it, but be careful, make sure you get it right. And then there's the depression, which is saying, why the fuck would you bother? What's the point? Sure, you're only useless anyway. You're at nothing. You're only just encountering failure once again. And I've kind of figured that's where a lot of I'm coming to a bit of a kind of understanding on where my depression is coming from, and where it's coming from, I think most of all is from a long succession of failure and going at things, and because I'm not going at them correctly, making a balls of it. Like, I'm 28, and the reality of the situation is I'm just currently homeless in Tour. That's pretty much how it feels at the moment. I feel like I'm failing to do what I set out to do here, and just because of these confidence issues and not believing in myself, not believing in what I'm setting out to do here, and not believing that people will actually watch these videos, that it'll actually help, or that the documentary will help me in any way or help other people in any way. I just still don't know that. And I'm at a point here in tour, and I even knew it a few times before tour. There was something going to happen here. There's going to be something about this place, and it's not a pleasant thing. It's not a pleasant experience to be going through here, which is trying to make decisions as to what to do. I can either, actually get it together, put myself out there and give this a full go and try and, make a life for myself, actually try find some happiness. I can, I'm trying to, I can get this stuff out there and I can raise the money to do things properly. Very messy in my head. It's very messy. And it seems it comes down to kind of three possibilities really. So you can keep going on what you're doing, and on that aspect of it, I kind of want to. It's kind of what I want to look at today, and look at the Pareto principle. As you may remember, I was talking about, the focus on the things you're doing right rather than the things you're doing wrong can be very, very good tool to use in dealing with depression and dealing with you're just kind of fucking up all around you. Right, so that's one option, is to continue and to push on, even though I really have no evidence supporting that to be a good decision. Another option is, and this is, I think I'm going to go for a mixture of option one and option two. I think option two is kind of to get a job for a little bit, just do something to get a bit of stability for a second, just to not be fucking homeless, to just to be able to fucking sit down in peace and quiet and actually plan things out, think about what way I want to go about things, and just not to be fucking packing up all this fucking gear every fucking day, every night. Like, one thing fucking making your bed. Can you imagine this? Like, it's just. And then there's option three. Then is just go home and recalculate, go back to Ireland. And what's drawing me towards that one a little bit is, look, I've been in tour for over a week now. I've been massively depressed. There was one day I didn't even get out of the fucking tent. I just stayed in the tent all fucking day. And what's causing a lot of that as well is, look, what's the essence of what I'm out here doing? A fucking documentary. Do you not think it's going to be likely enough I'm going to be in that documentary? Well, when I realised when I got to tour, I chipped my front tooth. And that's like, I don't think I even really need to say much. You know damn well what that would do for your confidence. So what I'm going to do today, I still don't know, do I? I'm also with the depression. I haven't been looking after myself as well. I haven't been eating as well. I haven't been washing as well. From anyone who's dealt with depression, you know all about that, difficulties in looking after yourself, and you can also imagine in the kind of thing I'm doing here how that is just a non-negotiable. There's an amount of strength that's needed to do what I'm doing, to be out in the open the whole time, and there is no fucking let up. It's go all the time. If I'm not moving around doing something, trying to figure out doing something, and I've had so much go against me in this experience, but I pushed through all of that, and so I want to show that, look, that there is negativities to the ADHD, you know, the impulsivity, the adaptability with the impulsivity. The two of them coming together are fucking dangerous, because what that is pretty much constantly going without a plan and it ending up working okay. So if you go without a plan, which is stupid, and it ends up working okay, well, it doesn't register in your brain that was stupid. So that's the difficulty of, because I can be so creative, because I can adapt to different surroundings, I'm very good at fucking winging it, but I would do so much better if I actually planned it. And then there's also our difficulties, the kind of driving forces with ADHD, you know, like what drives you to do things, you know, like something being important. I mean, that means nothing to me. Like, I just go, why is it important? And eventually get to a point where, well, it's not important. Well, it's not important by the definition of I couldn't give a fuck about it, so it's not important. And you know, that's not good. That's not good. It's very different. And like what I am kind of driven by is, I'm driven by novelty, I'm driven by urgency. Novelty is a big one. That's why I'm struggling to find out what to do with myself in life in terms of employment, because like if I can tell you what I'll be doing with certainty like 6 Wednesdays from now, I'd be massively depressed. If there's no something new coming the whole time, it just doesn't work for me. And I think that's part of also what's kind of getting me down a lot in what I'm doing out here, is kind of looking at how things were at the start versus how they are now, and how I'm feeling, my enthusiasm, my energy, my mental health. The novelty is worn off. That's the problem. And I'm sure even people who don't have ADHD would be able to sort of, you know, kind of resonate with what I'm saying a little bit, that, you know, it's pretty much fucking shits and giggles when you start a new job. It's all new, you're finding out things, and it doesn't take particularly long before it turns into, this is a job. I'm not particularly excited about coming in here, get it done, and then I can get back to life again. And well, doing that is, for me anyway, it's just a recipe for depression. Just doing something for no real fucking reason, getting no satisfaction out of it. So I'm trying to learn how my brain works, trying to manage my depression, my anxiety, and trying to deal with my confidence issues, trying to discover myself and what I would like to do versus what I can do. I'm pretty much just trying to do better, learn from the mistakes I've made, and have the confidence to actually push forward and believe in yourself. Like, I'm the only person that's doubting it, to be honest. Like, all the people I've met and people I've been talking to, like, not one person has told me it's a stupid idea. But I also kind of worry, is it because it's a mental health thing, that because my mental health is so bad, are people afraid of, you know, kind of like upsetting me in any way? Probably not. People haven't been too afraid of that in the past, so yeah, look, I guess that's this video. Here's an update as to how things are. It's we're coming towards the end of February. Still feeling like a failure. Still having a very hard time dealing with everything, to be honest, and having a very hard time keeping going, because it's just, I'm looking at it nearly like, you know, there's just, you know, the positives of the ADHD, like the creativity, the resilience, the way I can adapt to whatever, and something's been playing on my mind for pretty much since I came out here, which is it resilience or stupidity? Like, am I making progress? And I guess I am. It just doesn't feel like it. Quite often it doesn't feel like it. Like, I am discovering things about how my brain works, and I'm like, I think that is pretty much it, isn't it? Like, you know, doing something wrong is kind of the first step towards doing it right, or well, it is a step towards doing it right. And I've done a lot of things in a wrong way, but look, sure, if you can accept that and understand that, and understand where you went wrong, sure, that'd give you hope of getting it right, wouldn't it? So it's a pen and paper kind of job, weighing up the options, and I just trying to be nice to myself. So yeah, look, that's it for this one. That's how we're doing.